Here we have the new 2025 Chevy Equinox EV. This one comes in the RS trim level in the beautiful habanero orange. And then we have the black with red accent Evotex interior. We get an 85 kilowatt hour battery, gets up to 150 kilowatts. Charge speed, 220 horsepower, 243 pound-feet of torque from this front mounted electric motor. But to the front end here, LED headlamps along with our LED daytime running lights. Love the light bar there. Just a beautiful look on this Equinox EV. And the RS trim really does it for me. Best part about this is 21-inch aluminum wheels. And what's crazy is even with these bigger wheels, you're still getting up to 319 miles on a single charge. Now we get passive keyless entry on the front, power door lock controls, power window controls. The windows are expressed down except for the driver's side is one touch up and down. And then our power mirror controls are here. We get heated side mirrors with blind spot monitors. You can hit this twice. You can see what's in the front there, which I'll show you after a while. You get a manual tilt as well as telescoping steering wheel. It's a little tough this morning. But there's our 8-way power driver seat, which includes 2-way power lumbar support. And I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Equinox EV today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So sitting behind myself, not terrible room. This is an Equinox, so I still feel like I'm in an Equinox. I will say the headroom is good because if you see, we have the panoramic sunroof option here, and that's what it looks like with the sunshade closed. But as you come back, the roof line scoops up, so it makes more headroom for the passengers back here, which is a good design move in my opinion. Seat back pockets are on both sides. 2 USB-C charge ports, rear AC vents are here, and then our middle seat does fold down, and we have the bottle holders there in the middle. Grab handle here, you can hang a light shirt or a small bag or something. But I do like how big the doors are on the back. It makes it easier to kind of get out of here because the opening is so wide. As we come around to the back end, we do get LED tail lamps. That's a nice look as well. Look underneath the vehicle. Let's go ahead and open the lift gate. You do have the auto sense lift gate as well. So if you have the key fob and you come around to the back of the vehicle, it'll sense you and open by itself. But tons of space behind the second row, which is nice. And then I love we have the side pocket here. And then 12 volt right there. Now as we come around to the rear passenger side, to fold the seat down, just grab on the latch here, and then seat belt's on. That'll fold flat. You can run longer objects through. You can see your top tethers there for the car seat, easily accessible. And you can just run that through the middle of the headrest there. And then I love that we have the kind of hidden anchors there, so you can use those, but if you're not using them, you can kind of cover them up. Now to the front passenger seat, this is going to be a 6-way manual seat, so you can pump the seat up or down, move the seat bottom forward or back, then move the seat back forward or back as well. And then space underneath where the shifter would typically go. You get a 12 volt down there, and there's your glove compartment there. Now before we hop in the driver's seat, just going to take a quick look in what would typically be the engine bay. And there's your electric motor and such there. And I like how this is easily accessible. For whatever reason, if something were to go wrong, let's say down the line, once we're able to actually work on these better, I feel like that would be easier as opposed to having to take it somewhere and they have to take out the whole front and all of that. But it's also interesting, I feel like the GM went with the front mounted electric motor on these instead of going rear. But and in the driver's seat, love the steering wheel. It has kind of that flat bottom effect down here. And I believe that is leather. It might be Evotex, but feels great. Nice thick padding, heated. And the heat right there. Now over to the screen, pretty much standard almost across the board for GM's new vehicles, specifically the electric ones. It's gonna be the 17.7-inch Google Assistant system here. So Google Assistant is there, you can use that. Vehicle status is here. You have little animations to go through energy efficiency, tire pressure monitors, all of that. And then you can see everything within the menu itself here. And then drive modes, you can go through those and activate the one pedal right there. Ambient lighting. You get single zone automatic climate control, so you can adjust the fan speed there, temperature and all that. And you have quick shortcuts down here below with 3-stage heated front seats. And then you also have a few buttons down here too, including your fan speed, temperature, all that can be adjusted. And then for audio, AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, you get Google News, Google Podcasts, Amazon Alexa. Now, with the Equinox EV, you do not get the wireless CarPlay Android Auto compatibility. So just keep that in mind. Kind of gets on my nerves, but the actual operating system here itself is pretty good anyway. But I just prefer what I'm used to. But manufacturers are kind of going away from that, it seems. Now your vehicle settings have team driver, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, and then your system settings down here include your language as well as your units of measurement if you want to adjust those. And then before I forget, over here to the side, we don't have push buttons. So when you get in the car and hit the brake pedal, it kind of turns the vehicle on. But then you have shortcuts here for the one pedal drive, the headlamps, because those are also in the screen. So the vehicle has to be on to adjust those. And then your other controls, like I just showed you earlier, and then you can turn the vehicle off, set how long you want the vehicle to be on, all of that. Now there's your backup camera there. You get the bird's eye view, front camera as well. And then you also have your overhead view, side view, and then you have your hitch view as well. What's cool about this vehicle is it does have the trailering provision. So if you do want to tow something light with this, you can. So I thought it was interesting. Wireless charging pad there, 2 USB-C ports, and then center console cubby space. There's a tray here that you can take out, and then pretty good space down there with a light. Your hazards for the Equinox EV are right there if you ever need them, along with your OnStar. And then you have your lights here. You can slide or tilt the sunroof and that activates the sunshade. I'm gonna show what one touch of the slide button does. Takes it that far back. Hit it a second time, goes back a little further. Now there's a look at the back seat from up here. And there's our vanity mirror. Close the sunshade back up. It's starting to get a little glare. But over here, left stalk, blinkers, high beams, and then you have your intermittent wipers here, your rear wipers here, your fluid on either side there, and then your front fluid, pushed all the way in. You can adjust the regen on the fly there. And then behind on the left side, you can adjust track list, radio station presets. And on the right side, you can adjust volume up or down. And then we do have a column shifter. So just hit the brake, pull for neutral, pulling up for reverse, pulling down for drive, press that button for park. Cruise control adaptive, so you can turn that on or off there, cancel, set the speed, adjust the gap for that there. Then you have voice recognition, audio sources, then you can use this to scroll down. And then you have a mute button, Bluetooth button. Hit this here, and you can go through your gauge cluster views if you want to change that. But finally, here's our key fob. And I love that we do get remote start here. But next it's time to go ahead and take this 2025 Chevrolet Equinox EV RS out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Equinox EV here. Pretty solid power so far. And again, I love that we have the 319 miles of range with a front-mounted electric motor. It just drives like a typical Equinox. So it kind of makes it, I feel, that much easier to get used to as opposed to maybe having a rear-mounted motor and things of that nature. I'm gonna put in a sport mode here. I'm gonna turn the one pedal on as well. And I should be able to give it a nice pull getting on the interstate here. Since no one's behind me, I'm gonna come to a stop. Here we go. Yeah, so relatively quick. And I did have my foot all the way down. But this isn't necessarily meant to be really fast or anything like that. If you want a bit more power, you can go to the all-wheel drive version. You have 2 electric motors. But for this to only have 220 horsepower, 240-something pound-feet of torque, it's nice that you're getting all of that kind of laid down when you put your foot to the floor. And again, it just feels like an electric Equinox, which is, in my opinion, what you want. If you're somebody who's trying to go from a gas-powered Equinox to something in this segment, you want something that drives like your older Equinox. You don't want something different. That's why you like the Equinox. But I am so impressed by the ride quality. Now, we are on the interstate, so that's going to be a bit smoother, but I am very impressed by how well this is driving in terms of the ride comfort, the stability, and all of that. Because this is an EV, so I would expect it to be bouncy, especially on these 21-inch wheels, but this has been such a smooth riding vehicle. I'm so impressed by this. Now I want to give one more thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Equinox EV today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you are looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you, again, the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But all in all, I mean, for the price point, I like what you get here. You still get the, I believe I'm not 100% sure, I have to double check because the tax credit's always changing, but for this to sticker at 46 something, and just with how the market is for EVs, you could get it cheaper. Not a bad price at all, because you get something that gets over 300 miles of range, pretty spacious, comfortable, luxurious, and it's just a neat looking vehicle, especially in this habanero orange. It is a absolutely beautiful spec when you have that, and then the EvoTech's red and black interior. It just looks so sporty yet so nice. And the battery warranty on this, I think it's 8 years, 100,000 miles. Me personally, I have a Mustang Mach-E. It's a 21, have that same warranty. I'm almost at 70,000 miles on mine. Haven't had any issue out of that vehicle in terms of the battery, the electric powertrain. I just had a few like weird things where I had to replace the cameras, and I broke the charge door the other day, so I'm trying to find a piece to fix that without having to replace the entire charge port. So I mean, these have a bit more time on them as opposed to mine, so should be easier to fix the little things as opposed to having to replace $800 parts. But I love EVs. They're just pretty easy to maintain, and this one is also easy on the eyes. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Chevy Equinox EV RS.